Welcome to Bloodline and Headlines. This show explores true crime stories from around the world with commentary and insights shared by a couple of Caribbean descent who share a passion for uncovering and discussing crime narratives. This story is dubbed the Unprovoked Ukrainian Refugee. Imagine hopping onto a train and expecting to get home in like 20 minutes just to shower and lay down in bed after a hard day of work. But instead, you feel an immediate, sharp, and painful blow to your neck. And sadly, you're unable to survive and tell the story. This story is about 23-year-old Iryna Zarutska, a Ukrainian refugee. She was fatally struck with a knife on August 22nd, 2025, around 10 p.m. on her way home from work. Iryna hopped on the train like any young individual, like any of us, with her headphones in her ears and phone in her hand, and she's scrolling her phone. And 5 minutes into her train ride, she was fatally struck by a man sitting in the row directly behind her. Video footage shows a man in an orange hoodie and dreads sitting on the train as she enters. He immediately takes a knife out and starts to fidget with it while she's sitting there scrolling through her phone. In a matter of seconds, he stands up, lifts his hand way up, and then strikes Iryna to the neck multiple times. She did not make it, even though transit police arrived in minutes of the incident. I mean, this is such an unfortunate situation. Like, talk about unprovoked.
It's all caught on camera too. That's the thing that's more shocking. The whole thing was caught on camera.
Yeah, the train had cameras, and the whole incident was caught on camera, and police did release the footage. The incident, like, take a moment and watch the video. Disclaimer though, we do not own the rights to this video. The video was published by News Nation, and we will not be showing the full video out of respect for the family. After watching this video, this is literally one of the most shocking and gruesome things I have seen happen to a regular individual, just a normal person. Like, this is not something you expect to happen to someone who just lives a normal life and is not involved in any type of criminal activity. And
Right,
and
right,
and just imagine her background. She's a Ukrainian refugee. She came here when Russia started attacking Ukraine to simply get away from violence, and she literally just walked straight into it.
right, 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 right. Do we know any more about the individual who committed the incident?
I mean, yeah, let's move on to the criminal that committed such a horrendous crime, a heinous crime against this unprovoked Ukrainian refugee. He is 34-year-old Carlos Brown Jr., and he is a career criminal.
Still young.
Yes, he is young. The Carlos is being charged with first-degree murder. No bond has been set, and
Hmm.
his case is currently pending in the Mecklenburg District Court. He was ordered to appear virtually on August 29, 2025. At this appearance, the judge ordered that De Carlos be committed to the Central Regional Hospital, Butner campus for examination and capacity to proceed. So let's take a minute here. So this is telling us that they're already planning on using a mental health defense
Well,
here.
for a crime like that, they will have to check to see where his mental state is at. Um, we we got to dig deeper and to see if the his defense requested it or if the judge was like not the same person can commit something like this, and then they were the one who pushed it through. We don't even know at this point if this is something that North Carolina does on a regular also.
So at his appearance, this came into question at his appearance on August 29th during the proceedings. So that's why it was ordered. And
Hmm.
basically, according to the court documents, he will be held there for 60 days for observation and treatment. So, yes, basically, it is being claimed that he possibly has mental health issues. And in an article published by News Nation, it is said that De Carlos' most recent run-in with the police was in January, where he was charged with misusing 911 during one of his mental health
How do
episodes.
you misuse 911?
I mean, maybe he was, having an episode. I mean, maybe it wasn't a misuse and he was trying to reach out for help.
Hmm.
But we often hear that police are not responsible for helping people with mental health
There should be
issues.
like a social work or something of that sort.
Right.
I don't know if they have on-call psychiatrists, but um, I mean, according to the information come out, according to the respondents, it was taking place. We need to figure out what took place and that for that 911 call to get charged for that. Um, Outside of that, no, but he's going to be in the court, so we don't know what he's going to be charged for. I mean, outside of first degree murder, like, shouldn't he pick up a few extra charges? Like,
Probably some charges with weapons, use of a deadly
I mean,
weapon.
that's the true definition of first degree.
Um,
Well, what I'm thinking right now is to what extent should we continue to allow mental health to be used as justification for these crimes? Because it seems like individuals are just doing whatever they want and then be like, oh,
mental health.
yeah, something wrong with me. I don't think I should go to jail.
And I mean, I'm not trying to doubt anyone's mental health issues, but it's like, what about the victim? What about their family? Like, how do they get justice?
Right, right, right. These 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 situations are not with somebody facing harm. You know what I mean? And then even with the mental health situation, the other question I always ask is, where's the family? Where's the friends? You're trying to tell me this person out here by themselves the whole time. They had everybody come from somebody. Who
Hmm.
did this person come from? Okay, if even if he lost everybody, there's still signs. Was he in a home before?
Yeah, I haven't gathered that information and I haven't seen much about his living situation being put out there. One thing that I did see was that there was a GoFundMe and people were raising funds for his legal counsel, and
Who?
then there were groups raising funds for his legal counsel, and they created GoFundMe pages, but GoFundMe later removed those pages. But basically, they were raising funds, basically saying it was racist to be charging him for this crime.
Where he
Um,
committed a crime and it's
exactly.
caught on video.
And
The
basically, they're
entire
saying,
crime is caught on video.
and like they're saying, like lack of mental health support,
I understand that, but crime was still done.
right? And I
Like,
mean, I think he should still be held accountable for it. I mean, someone died,
right.
a young girl who had her whole life ahead of her, who tried
How old
to,
was the victim again?
I believe she was 23.
So she hasn't even started life.
Yeah, so and she was probably trying to get on her feet, like she's new to the US. She got a job, you know, she probably she it doesn't seem like she even have a car, so which
And
is why she's.
honestly, like I don't see how this individual should even be able to beat the charges. The reality is he should be punished to the fullest extent of the law,
I
the
agree.
absolute fullest extent of the law. Because again, it's unprovoked, it seemed intentional, and then the nonchalant attitude after. Like, this person, these individuals cannot and should not be allowed to walk the street with regular individuals, whether it be mental or whichever. Like, but they cannot be out here with us because the reality is he could do this again.
Right. Like
What is to stop him from doing it again?
if we just let him go and be like, oh no, he has mental issues. Oh, let's put him in rehab for 30 days. Let's get him treatment for 30
There's
days.
no rehab for this. This
And
this ain't rehab.
and then he gets out and then he doesn't learn anything because going to rehab or to any treatment facility, like I believe that the person has to want to be there in order for change to be effective.
Right.
So if he's forced to go there for a certain amount of time, I believe he will come back out and reoffend. It's similar to when people go to prison. They go for a year, a couple months, whatever, but they haven't learned anything, and they come out and do the same thing again. You
Right.
know what I mean?
Right. Well, I'm looking at a few things here, and this we might have to to swing back on this one and do another deep dive because this look like it's escalating in a completely different direction because it seemed like the question is why was he out? For whatever reason, it seemed like he was supposed to be in jail or something, but because North Carolina, Charlotte area, it has a cashless bail, he was able to get out. He did some other crime before, like this just come across the desk. So it looked like he did some other crime before. So I mean, we thought we did a deep dive, and it's like the well just opened up again.
Yeah, I think this is an ongoing situation. Um, there's developments happening as we speak, so I think we should definitely come back for a part two. But you know what clicked to my mind when I heard this story? I immediately thought it was New York.
Every particular state have their stories, like, but New York is more predominant because it's so much people.
Mhm.
But at the same time, so much crazy things happen. It just sounds, I don't want to say normal, but it's almost
Yeah.
normalized. In Charlotte, North Carolina, and a lot of the other states, it just it's out of the norm. But regardless of what happened, what this particular individual did was it was a hideous thing. It was a very hideous thing, and I definitely want to touch back on this a little bit more. So
Yes, we would definitely a
let's definitely
part
swing back,
two.
yeah, and do a deep dive into this individual and also see if there's anything more to the lady. So
And I think
honest,
we are gonna wait some days, especially since he's gonna be in the facility for about 60 days for observation and treatment. And we want to hear what the evaluation is when he gets out.
where is her family? They in the US? Are they back over in Ukraine? Like, is she the only survivor? Is she the last individual? Like, there's so many questions involved with this situation, and I don't think this story is getting the coverage it deserves because there's so many different elements to this. Like, imagine leaving a war-torn country to come to some place that you consider peace, and this happens to you.
Right.
You know?
I think there's a element of maybe her family still being in Ukraine, and maybe she doesn't have that full support here. But it's so sad that she fled one country to come to another country expecting a different life to just
Yeah,
get
yeah.
something like this happen to her. But yes, thank you guys for tuning in again. We will definitely come back with a part two. Thank you for tuning in to Bloodline and Headlines. Be sure to subscribe. See you soon.